This 20 Eggs episode is brought to you by the 3DS game Fantasy Life. Fantasy Life is a game that I forgot to put in my honorable mentions for 2014. It seriously consumed my life for quite a while there because of its really neat mechanics, its robust job system for such a cutesy little game, and it had really good multiplayer, and it kind of was Animal Crossing meets Dragon Quest. It was a lot of fun. As a fan of the Souls series games like Demon's Souls and Dark Souls, and even Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne's definitely on my radar. Bloodborne is a lot more like Demon's Souls to me. I mean, it looks fantastic on the PS4, but one of the big changes for this is there's not really any blocking anymore. The game wants you to be more about like dodging and reacting and kind of being a lot more swift and keeping the pace of the game up. But man, I've seen this in person already. I kind of did not want to play it because I want to jump in when I get the game, and I haven't been looking at a ton of stuff for it because, I mean, I kind of know what to expect having, like I said, having seen the demo in person. But man, it's gonna look really good, and it's gonna be awesome for sure. I've always been a fan of Tom Clancy's games. I've always liked Rainbow Six and Rogue Spear back in the PC. Even Rainbow Six Vegas was really great. I like the Splinter Cell series, especially. I think the last two have been really good. Ghost Recon. There's been a lot of stuff that I've always really been into. And I even, like reading the books and all that stuff. So when you think of like, oh cool, I get this new Tom Clancy game. It's this new tactical third-person shooter. It's open world. It's multiplayer. And it's an RPG, like, that sounds awesome. I think this game looks incredible. I think it's going to be, when you look at games like Destiny and all this stuff that's supposed to, really give you that stuff, Borderlands is still the better of that game. And I think The Division is going to give that genre a good run for its money. It's got, an actual kind of story beats and stuff to it. It looks like, there's good skill trees. And of course the action looks pretty great. So the ability to just kind of be in this open world and connect with other players and have all these different abilities and man, the Snowdrop engine looks great. I think Tom Clancy's The Division is going to be really good. And until I see more on the new Rainbow Six Siege, I mean, this is kind of the one Tom Clancy game I need to have right now.
Wow, he's like an elite, yeah. I'll move to mark him now. I can't see him. I cannot get a shot. All units to break the precinct and take their course. Engine 4, the fire split into the building. Backup. Get shot from the ground. Possible victim and keep us barricaded.
The Witcher 3, seriously, it's going to be the best open world game that we've seen in quite some time, I think. I'm curious to see if they tighten the combat to make it feel more like an action game. Because, even though that with The Witcher 2 is an action RPG, the actual combat didn't quite feel, something like a Devil May Cry style action game. It was very much role-playing. But they really made you stick to the choices that you made in the game. And the game was very deep, and it was like mature fantasy, but it wasn't like mature fantasy, naked ladies everywhere, and stupid swearing and macho mans. It wasn't stupid about it. The Witcher games have always been pretty cool about that stuff, but I think the new one being 100% open world, with the ability to go sailing and see giant whales jumping out of the water, this could have better stuff than what people enjoy about Assassin's Creed's naval stuff, and just the world seems very lived in and wonderful. So I'm really excited for The Witcher 3.
What are you doing?
Killing monsters.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be a moment in gaming history, I think. Metal Gear Solid 1, I think, is definitely one of those games. And I think, while there's huge stuff in 2 and 3, and some crazy stuff happening in 4, I think Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be one of those holy crap, you need to see this kind of games. Especially if you're invested in the Metal Gear Solid, mythos, or whatever you want to call it. This is like the big transition of the heroic big boss turning into evil, terrible bad guy, and it links everything together back around into Metal Gear. This game looks incredible, probably one of the best looking things I've ever seen in games. It's got a stellar voice cast. It's got really good open world mechanics that, they stripped a lot of that from Peace Walker in terms of how some of this stuff works, and I think that stuff is great, but it's making it more open and more, more of an action stealth game. And man, I just don't, after playing, granted the, Ground Zeroes was not anything to write home about. What it did do is set up, look at how nice this game looks, look at how good it plays. It's only going to get better from here, and holy crap, every time I see anything on this trailer, and by the way, they make some great trailers, especially the soundtrack for them. The soundtrack's great. I love the songs they choose for the trailers, but yeah, I seriously think this is going to be a huge moment, and I cannot wait to play this game this year. Seriously, getting a Legend of Zelda game, like a brand new one, that they're going back to the drawing board and referencing the fact that they're kind of getting inspiration from the original Legend of Zelda. There's nothing that could go wrong with this, I feel like. I love the look of the game. I think the idea of them trying to go back to just go to the world, explore the world, be in the world type thing is awesome. I think that not having to do things in order is great, and I love that they even said that you might go to Dungeon X or whatever and you go through the main gate, but there might be a different way to get in there. And the game sounds so good. And it bums me out I don't know more, but that's kind of typical Nintendo. I mean, we won't see anything about this game probably till E3. We got that thing not too long ago, what was it, Gamescom or whatever? And yeah, I mean, I think we'll see till June. Man, will it be worth it? And by then, we'll even see Star Fox and all the other stuff that they keep teasing and not showing. But seriously, Legend of Zelda, baby. Oh, baby, Splatoon. I actually got a chance to play this back in my manager's conference last summer. I had a lot of fun with it. I even came back, I think, 1 or 2 more times to play a few more rounds. And I just thought it was a blast. It kind of gave me that classic Nintendo, old school style fun. Just kind of jump in, have a blast with your friends. It's when I get together and play Bomberman or silly stuff like that, or Smash Brothers. I think this game is going to be really neat, and it's going to be really fun. The fact that they announced a single player is even better. But, this game looks really simple. You shoot, paint, cover the ground, woohoo. And it's not about the kills necessarily in the modes they've shown. It's more about, you get a kill, it splatters the paint everywhere, and it's all about covering the paint ground. And so they have different weapons that you can purchase, different special weapons and stuff like that you can get, and it's all really simple. It's not crazy in depth. It's simple, but effective, and seriously, the game was a lot of fun, and it's definitely probably one of, if I saw more on Zelda, that's my number one more than likely, but Splatoon right now is really up there. If I had to pick a top 3, no order, Splatoon, Metal Gear, Zelda, boom. Well, there you go, 2015. Just a little sliver there, but there's a ton of good stuff coming out this year. I didn't even mention Uncharted. I didn't even mention Rise of the Tomb Raider, stuff like The Order. There's going to be a lot of really good stuff coming this year. And I even think Halo 5 is going to be a really awesome game. There's a lot of good stuff. And, you know, these are definitely the ones that popped to my mind right away. And, you know, Bloodborne hits that list because it's really soon. I'm really excited to see it. And I think it's really impressive to look at. I think Splatoon is, man, it's gonna be great. But yeah, I mean, seriously, there's so much more to talk about in 2015, and you know, we'll get there. We're gonna have lots of stuff to look at this year. But let's not look too far ahead, because next month, February, is always fighting game month at 20 Eggs here. So join me next week. We'll get started on that right away. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out some of the other videos we have on the channel, and if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. We always appreciate it. That's it for now, but as always, have a good one.